This show contains spoilers and adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Movies with Ron, movies with Ron.
Hell yeah, motherfucker.
Movies with Ron.
When I was a kid, we had the DARE program.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep kids off drugs.
I remember that.
Maybe like twice a month, we'd have a police officer come into the class. We'd do activities.
Yeah. Show you a Ziploc baggie full of vitamin C pills.
Yeah.
Tell you they were other stuff.
Have us break into groups. We'd make like a don't drink and drive poster together.
Yeah.
Or we'd do skits. One of us would always want to play the drug dealer.
Yeah.
Everybody loved the performance of the drug dealer in all the skits.
Right.
Ironic. But we had this one day where the cop was just walking around the class and he was like, you guys ask me anything you want.
Yeah.
And I'll answer. And everyone's asking him stuff. You know, I'm the quiet type. I'm thinking about drugs, you know?
Yeah.
It's like everyone buys the drugs, and I'm like 10 years old thinking about this.
Right.
Everyone arrests the drug dealers, but what about the drug makers?
Yeah.
All these drugs, they have ingredients. They have to be made, right?
Uh-huh.
I could see where this is going.
You know, and I'm thinking like just as that young, I'm like, why don't they regulate these ingredients a special way? That's the problem here.
Yeah.
Right? So all that's running through my head, and I raise my hand, and he's like, yes. And I go, how do you make drugs? Welcome to episode 81 of Movies with Ron, the podcast where my older brother recaps a movie he saw from beginning to end, for me and you, because we like his versions better. It's okay if you've seen the movie. It's okay if you haven't seen it. The experience is unique. So let's get it on. I'm Chris, your MC for the time being. Here with me tonight, Nurse Candy.
Hey, everybody.
And here he is, folks.
He's the ball cracker, death on foot. You know him, you love him. He's Ron.
Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, gang.
Hey, Ron. So who here is a real Star Wars fan? Either one of you guys?
I am a fan of good movies. If they happen to be good, I'm a fan of them.
Yeah.
I was real super into him as a child.
Yeah.
Not so much these days.
Yeah, me too.
Remember going to see Phantom Menace, Ron?
Yeah.
You got me so excited for that shit.
Don't you fucking blame that shit on me.
No, it was a good movie when it came out at my age, you know.
Yeah?
It was cool. The restart of the whole Star Wars fever.
Yeah, man. I still walked out of the theater wanting to be a fucking Jedi.
Yeah. And it had actors we recognized, you know? Ewan McGregor, what's his name? Qui-Gon?
Liam Neeson.
Yeah. They're like going underwater and shit.
Yeah, man.
There's always a bigger fish. I was like, thank you, Liam Neeson, for making this movie better, you know?
Darth Maul was the best thing about that movie.
No.
He was so badass and scary.
He was.
I
but
loved
think,
him.
Yeah.
I think Liam Neeson was cooler.
He was frightening. With those eyes.
It just sucks that he died in the first
Yeah,
one.
I
the
know
fuck's
it.
up
He
with
should have
that?
been the
I
big
know.
bad guy for that whole trilogy.
He really should have been.
I really hate that Emperor shit.
Mm-hmm. The problem with The Phantom Menace for me is that they were marketing it to kids. Like they were trying to lure kids in. When Star Wars came out, I don't think that was their intent. Their intent was not to sell toys to children. you know?
Yeah.
So it didn't really hook me in as an adult woman.
The whole toy thing is George Lucas's fault
Yeah.
because he didn't get paid, right? All his money came from the merchandise.
Yeah. So who here had an unhealthy crush on Lando Calrissian?
I think that was Chris, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. Colt 45.
Colt 45.
Is that what that drink was?
Yes.
Okay.
No, my favorite movie was Empire Strikes Back. And I had to have been 5 or 6. And I loved Lando Calrissian. It was like Billy D. Williams' charm knew no bounds. He could hook in old ladies, little girls. You know, I remember trying to figure out the complexity of romantic relationships within Star Wars as a little girl, because that's what we do, you know.
Yes.
And I was like, When Lando Calrissian walked in and looked at Princess Leia and kissed her hand, I was like, oh, that's how you do it. There was no sexual tension or fighting or name calling with Han Solo. This man knew how to catch flies with honey, and I liked it. I was like, that is how it's done. That's how you treat a princess.
This might be the right galaxy after all, because I see a heavenly body.
So have you guys heard about Max Landis taking over his dad's movie and writing and directing the remake of An American Werewolf in London?
Ah.
Do you like Max Landis?
No, but I love An American Werewolf in London, so I'm very interested in this whole project. And he's going to want to impress his father.
Yeah.
And put his own take on it.
Well, that whole Bright thing sucked.
Yeah, man.
Did you guys watch it?
No.
I just did before you guys got here.
Okay.
It's not too bad. It's almost good. I don't know if it's his fault, though. So,
Why?
because he's written other good stuff, and this one, it seemed like, I don't know, they dumbed down the script. There's a whole lot of talking. And it's like a half hour before an action scene happens in Bright. And he had this tweet from 2015 where it said, I think Bright is going to be my Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, he is a young clown. And, he like went back all those years and deleted that tweet
Yeah.
in this past week.
Yeah, he's a tool.
I've heard him on other podcasts.
He definitely sounds like he knows what he's talking about when he's talking.
Yeah. But it's like a lot of his recent stuff hasn't worked.
Yeah.
And now he's doing his dad's movie. It's kind of how it's playing out in my head.
Well,
American Werewolf in London is timeless.
it is timeless.
Agreed.
It doesn't need to be remade. But yeah, we'll get to see one with like iPhones in it. So, all right.
Well, I love An American Werewolf in London, and I'm curious to see if he'll try and blow his dad's movie out of the water or do something different.
Yeah, he'll have 2 helicopters in it.
Yeah.
When you ride with me, you ride with the best.
Who remembers Ron's first experience seeing Return of the Jedi? You wouldn't because you were too little, but I do.
I don't.
I do. And it ended in vomit.
Wow.
We were walking back to the car after seeing Return of the Jedi, and poor little Ron had to be taken to the bushes to throw up. He just wasn't feeling good.
Oh, man.
Like from the movie or just from life?
I'm not entirely sure.
It was so good. Take him to the bushes and wash him down. And take him to the bushes.
All right. There's a new movie coming out a while from now. Here it is. Robert Pattinson is going to play an inmate on death row. He did something real bad. But he joins a program that will take him on a one-way trip to explore a black hole in space. Sound good, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Prisoners? I don't know. Fucking weird. Okay, also, The Room. Getting a wide release.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's exciting.
Tommy Wiseau's dream is finally coming to fruition.
Yeah.
I'm still obsessed with The Room.
Me too. I'm going to be so sad when we don't talk about Tommy anymore
I know.
or do his voice. I don't want it to end, but I'm happy for him. I really want to go. It would be fun.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I hope he's in the next Star Wars.
Me too. I like that
man.
tweet.
Telling Ryan Johnson to put him in that new trilogy.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Ryan.
Somebody asked him if he ever got tired of people saying, oh, hi to him. And he said, never on Twitter.
Everybody love each other today.
All right. I've seen this thing. I've read about it. There's this group of people out there. They're called Poe/Finn shippers.
Uh-huh.
Who knows what that is?
Nope.
All right. Everyone wants Poe and Finn to be gay for each other.
Oh.
Yeah. Because, like, I guess in the last one, it was The Force Awakens. Rey, is that her name?
Yeah.
The new girl, Rey. She kind of, like, puts Finn in the friend zone, pretty much.
kind of put himself there, but it's fine.
I mean, well, I'm fine with it. I don't need people kissing and shit. But you hear about this shippers thing, and you think of all Finn and Poe's scenes from The Force Awakens, and they're like holding hands, and they're like, want to be best friends? You know, they're so cool with each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a thing. There you go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that what you want, Chris?
You want a relationship with Poe and Finn?
I just want to stand in the corner of the room and beat off.
Hey, you want to be best friends?
I just like to watch you guys.
Finn love you too, like a human being. Like a friend.
Oh, hi, Paul. He plays like a cantina bartender or some shit.
Oh, hi, Paul. Don't ask. How is your sex life? Don't you know what life is, Ray? So you guys heard any spoilers about this Last Jedi shit?
No.
No.
To tell you the truth, I had so much fun with our other episodes, and we did the Christmas stuff, and I forgot it even came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see the picture of shirtless Kylo Ren, and that's kind of a big deal on the internet. I don't know.
is.
I don't know how that's going to play out watching the movie.
It is kind of a big deal.
Was he really carrying a goat on his shoulders in the movie?
Who?
Or was that just like a photo? A photo shoot. There's a picture of him shirtless with a goat around his shoulders.
Not
Going
in the
around
movie.
on the internet. Okay, just checking.
Adam Driver.
Yeah. He's great. I like him.
Yeah, I like him a lot now.
I did hear the quote from someone. Be ready to let go of what you love about Star Wars.
Ooh.
Sure.
Which is kind of scary and cool at the same time.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. And this is like the longest fucking one.
It is. It's a little bit of a slow start, too.
Oh.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Ugh. I heard they cut like 45 minutes to get it down to 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh my God, it's that long?
Yeah.
Oh.
I hope you don't like exciting things.
You can spice it up with some more Hello Dolly jokes.
Hello, Jolly. Let's just do it again.
I loved it.
Yeah, Luke Skywalker cast in a bit of a different light in this movie.
Oh, yeah?
Mark Hamill read the script and looked at the director and he said, I pretty much fundamentally disagree with every choice you've made for this character, Luke Skywalker.
Oh, God.
Now, having said that, I have gotten it off my chest, and my job now is to take what you've created and do my best to realize your vision. Because I got a job.
Yeah.
Can't live on the Joker forever.
Okay, everybody. It's time to get your ass to Tashi's station to pick up some power converters, because it's time for Star Wars The Last Jedi on Movies with Ron.
Prepare ship! Prepare ship for ludicrous speed! Fasten all seatbelts! Seal all entrances and exits! Close all shops in the mall! Cancel the three-ring circus! Secure all animals in the zoo!
Give me that, you petty excuse for an officer! Now hear this! Ludicrous speed!
Sir, hadn't you better buckle up?
Now buckle this! Ludicrous speed! Go!
Check, 1, 2.
Oh, shit. Rick's here.
Hey, Rick.
Oh, glad you can make it.
Yeah, thanks.
A long, long, long time ago, in a galaxy far away. Ta-da! Star Wars! Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Dun 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 dun.
The First Order is in charge. And, they've decimated the Republic.
Dun 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 dun.
Supreme Leader Snoke is now spreading his ass stink across the galaxy. Only General Leia and her band of resistance fighters stand against the rising tyranny. But everybody's pretty sure that Jedi Master Luke is going to come back and whip out his cock. Anyway, the resistance is in trouble. And the First Order is heading to their base as they try to escape it. So we got a big ship flying towards us, and it is General Leia's ship, because she's a general now. Don't forget that.
All right.
Oh.
It's ridiculous. She's evacuating all of her peeps from the planet. What I like about this movie is all of the planet names are just as stupid as they are in any of the other new movies. But you don't need to care. So all these ships are coming up from the planet, and they're all like flying into the cargo bay of this big ship that Leia's on. Now we see down on the planet, and it is Carrie Fisher's daughter. Okay?
Oh.
With her little buns. And she's like, her hair buns. Come on, everybody get on the ships and let's go fuck. And all of a sudden, all of these Star Destroyers come out of hyperspace right above the planet. And they can see that shit, like in the sky. And they're all like, oh, fuck. Get on the ship, let's fucking go. And now we see on the bridge of one of those Star Destroyers, there is a man. He's looking out the window at all of these ships, and then he turns around to us, and it is Vivian Bastard, Adrian Edmondson from The Young Ones.
Holy shit.
Wow.
And he says, oh, how cute, we've caught them during their evacuation. And then Domhnall Gleeson walks in, General Hux.
Yeah.
The boy general. And he's like, now we'll snuff them out for good. God damn it! Send in the dreadnought. Obliterate their fleet. General Hux, there is one good guy ship approaching us. Oh, a single light fighter. And we see that it is an X-Wing, piloted by none other than Poe. And his little companion, droid in the back is a BB-8.
Yeah.
BB-8 says, beep, boop, beep. Which I'm told is translated as, I've got a bad feeling about this. Come on, BB-8. We've pulled crazier stuff off than this. And then over the radio, General Leia is like,
Poe, I just wanted to tell you, I'm with the droid on this one.
On the bridge of the Star Destroyer, Poe comes over the comms, and he says, yes, hello, my name is Captain Poe Dameron, and I have an urgent communique for General Hux. So he stopped his X-Wing, and he's just like, a lone X-Wing in front of all of these fucking Star Destroyers and this new Dreadnought, which is like a giant tank Star Destroyer, okay?
Uh-huh.
It's covered in all these cannons all over its surface. Hux is already there, so he's like, this is General Hux of the First Order. Tell your princess there will be no terms and no surrender. Hi, yeah, I'm holding for General Hux. This is Hux. You and your friends are doomed. We will wipe your filth from the galaxy. Okay, I'll hold. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I'm still here. Can he hear me? He can. Hux, with an H, skinny guy, kind of pasty. I can hear you. Can you hear me? All right, look, I can't hold forever, so if you reach him, tell him Leia has an urgent message for him. And General Hux is like, man, what the fuck? Now we see Poe, he's like, pushing some buttons on his console, he's powering up his ship. He's like, he's doing something.
Mm-hmm.
There's some little bar on his console that's like, filling up, like he's powering something up. Vivian then looks at General Hux and he's like, I believe he's toying with you, sir. Yeah, tell Hux, the message from Leia, it's about his mother. Open fire! Right then, Poe's his little bar on his screen goes green. It's like, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. And he's like, BB-8, punch it! And then, they just shoot forward, and they are flying straight at this big dreadnought motherfucker. And he just flies across the surface of this fucking thing, blowing off every single fucking cannon that is on its top. Okay? And he's banking left and right and shit. It's all Top Gun, motherfuckers. That's what I love about these new Star Wars movies, is the ships move fucking great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
The guys on the bridge of the Dreadnought, they're like, what the fuck is he doing? Man, is he fucking nuts or what? He's like trying to take on a Dreadnought? The captain of the Dreadnought is like, he's taking out our surface cannons, you dumb fuck. Fucking get him! And they're like, oh, holy shit, there's bombers inbound. So now there are resistance bombers coming in, and they're just going to drop bombs on this fucking Dreadnought. Fuck yeah, man, right? It's a good fucking plan. Oh. Poe is a pretty smart dude. A whole bunch of TIE fighters come in, and they're all shooting and flying all over the fucking place, and they are all shooting at him, and he is holding his own, man. He's doing really fucking well. Then, yeah, he gets shot. And it doesn't damage his ship except for he can't shoot guns. That's it. BB-8 has to do this thing where he gets down and fixes it somehow because, it's what they do.
Yeah.
The Dreadnought captain is like, fire on that fucking base! And then boom! They're firing these big giant fucking laser cannons down on him and shit. The very last ship gets off the planet. So, yep, everybody made it. Leia gets on the radio to Poe. Hey, Poe, you did good, okay? This is how I sound. You did good. Now come on back. Come on back now. No, Leia, what the fuck? We have the chance to kill a fucking Dreadnought here. What are you, crazy? These things are fleet killers. He's flying around. He's got one last cannon to destroy, but he's waiting for BB-8 to fix the weapons. He finally does. Poe's like, it's now or never, BB-8. Come on. BB-8 fixes it, and he blasts that fucking cannon, and then he makes this real fucking hard 180, and it is cool as fuck looking. Yeah, all clear. Come on, bring the bombers. Let's go. This is about a dozen of these big ships flying in. They're pretty slow because they're bombers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And all the TIE fighters just fucking go after them. They shoot at them. They don't really do much damage, but once they start crashing into them, then the bombers start crashing into each other, and it's a big round-robin domino effect. It makes the Resistance look like a bunch of dipshits. There is now one bomber left.
No.
Poe's flying by. He's like, why aren't your bomb doors open, bitch? The bombardier is like, oh shit, why aren't the doors open? I better go out. I better go and do it manually. So she has to get out of her cockpit and like run through her little fucking cargo area, open the doors by hand. She's got this little remote control that will drop the bombs. She fucking drops it. Then, her ship's getting rocked and rolled. She falls. She has to like reach for the remote control. It's all very harrowing. But while she's doing this, it's like she knows she's going to die once she drops these bombs because they're like right over this fucking Dreadnought. She starts rubbing this medallion that she has around her neck. And it's like half of a yin-yang symbol. Mm-hmm. Other fighter pilots, they're all getting killed by the TIE fighters. Mm-hmm. Bunch of fat pilots getting blown up. We see them die. It's not Star Wars without that. This girl ends up getting the remote control and dropping the bombs at the very last possible second. And she, of course, blows up with it. So she's like, fucking hero girl. Fuck yeah. And it totally takes out this Dreadnought. It's fucking awesome, man. There's still like 80 Star Destroyers there, though. Everybody's celebrating. Leia is on the bridge of her ship just watching the lights on her console blink out when all of her people are fucking dying. Mm. Oh. And with that, the Resistance then warps away into hyperspace. So now General Hux is just fucking standing there on the bridge of his Star Destroyer like, fuck. Sir, Supreme Leader Snoke is calling. And he's like, fuck, dude, god damn it. And he looks up and he goes, excellent. I'll take it in my quarters. And right then, this giant fucking Snokehead hologram shows up, and he's like, General Hux. Ah, good. Supreme Leader Snoke. And then he just gets fucking force slammed against the fucking wall, down onto the fucking floor, and he spins around. Like, Snoke, he's got the force, man. And he makes him look like a fucking piece of shit.
Wow. Yeah.
Literally wipes the floor with him. My disappointment cannot be understated. They won't get away. We have them tied on the end of a string. So cutting back to the good guys, they're all, they're in hyperspace. And we see Finn, and he wakes up. He's still passed out from the last movie. Mm-hmm. You remember those medical tanks that they used to put people in?
Yeah.
Now they have refined the science, and it is now a big suit that's full of that liquid.
Oh, wow.
So he can actually get up and walk around with it on.
Oh.
When he gets up, he rips all the lines off of it, so it's actually leaking everywhere. Poe gets back from the mission, sees him, and he's like, "Holy shit, I love you! Let's be together! Get an apartment!" So then we cut to Rey, and she is, as you'll remember, on the top of that mountain, holding Luke's lightsaber out to him. Mm-hmm. There's that old man Luke with long hair and a big bushy beard. And he's sitting there looking at the lightsaber, and he takes it from her with his robot hand. He looks at it. He fucking throws it over his shoulder and walks away. Like, throws it away.
Damn.
This is where Mark Hamill was like, "No." Rey's like, "What the fuck? Master Skywalker." Skywalker goes into his hut. There's many on this island, and they all look like the heads of dicks. He locks his door, and he will not open it. She's like, "Come on, we need your help. We need your help." Now we see, for the first of many times, these really fucking cute birds that are on this island. And they look like hamster parakeets. Rey goes and picks up his lightsaber, and she sees an X-Wing, like, underneath the water in the ocean. It's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. She knocks on his door, and he's like, "Go away!" And then you hear, "Oh!" And fucking Chewie breaks the fucking door down. "Oh, Jesus Christ, Chewie! What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing here?" Rey's like, "There's no time, no time. We'll tell you on the Falcon." And Luke fucking stops. He's like, "Wait a minute, the Falcon? Hey, where is Han?" And then it cuts to Kylo Ren in his fucking black mask. And he is walking into Supreme Leader Snoke's throne room. And we see Snoke for the first time, like not a hologram.
Oh, wow. And he's like 3 feet tall.
No, man. He's actually pretty tall. He's like maybe 7.5 feet tall.
Oh. I envisioned him as a
tiny man.
an evil Yoda.
Yeah. He interrupts a meeting with Snoke and Hux, and he's like, "Yes, tied on the end of a string indeed, General Hux. The Resistance will soon be in our grasp. Yeah, you did pretty good. I'm sorry I wiped the floor with you." "Yes, thank you, Supreme Leader." Hux passes Kylo on the way out, and he's like, "Cunt." Kylo bows to Snoke. How is your wound?" Remember, he got slashed in the face by Rey in the last movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Now Kylo talks. He's got the helmet on, though, so it sounds like, "It's nothing." "The mighty Kylo Ren. You know, when I found you, I saw raw, untamed power. You were special, bitch. You were gonna be the new Vader. Now I fear I was mistaken." And, he is a weird-looking motherfucker. Like, he looks like half of his face just tried to escape, but got caught by the other half.
I pledge everything I have to you, to the dark side.
Like us, Snoke is tired of this voice. And he goes, "Take that ridiculous thing off." Kylo takes it off, and he's like a fucking teenager who just got told that everything he thinks is cool is stupid. His scars are covered with some kind of metal strip, and he has this for the rest of, I don't know, his life. So now he's got metal scars on his face.
Mm. "You've got too much of your father's heart in you, young Solo."
"I didn't hesitate. I killed Han Solo."
"Yeah, and it split your spirit to the bone. You're unbalanced. The seed of the Jedi Order still lives. Hope lives. And you're no Vader. You're a child in a mask."
Kylo is now in the elevator, and he's looking at his mask, and he just throws a tantrum, and he smashes the mask, and it is no more, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
He is a big boy now. Cuts to Luke and Rey, and she's like, "There is no light left in Kylo Ren. We need your help, man. We need the Jedi Order back. We need Luke Skywalker. We need your body." And Luke, like, looks up at her. And he's like, "You don't need Luke Skywalker. Did you hear anything I said? Like, about your body? What? What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to walk out with a laser sword and face down the whole First Order? You think I came to the most unfindable place for no reason? Go away, you stupid bitch.
Oh.
I'm not leaving without you. And she just follows him around the mountains for like a week. It's quite a beautiful place, to be honest. Until one day he's walking along this mountainside and there are these giant, fat, alien beings just laying on the hillside sunbathing. They've got these giant white bellies, and underneath the bellies are like a little 6-pack of tits. And I was like, oh man, this look like those tits or balls. Right then, Luke walks up to one of them. Turns out they're tits because he holds up a bottle and milks one.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, wait. Yep, right then, he just fucking chugs it, and he chugs it hard, and he maintains full eye contact with Rey while he's doing it. It's like disturbing. Like, glug, 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 glug.
Is this really part of the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mark Hamill was like, he drinks the milk. He milks the titty. He doesn't offer her any. I feel like Luke would offer her something.
That's good.
Anyway, while he's swigging the milk and looking at her, the big alien like turns its head and looks at Rey like he wants some. And then Luke goes and he there's like a pole leaning against the cliffside, and he does the giantest, highest motherfucking pole vault you've ever seen in your life. This thing's got to be like a mile high. He's like, just trying to get away from Rey. Yeah, see if you can do that, bitch. And then he picks up, once he gets to the other side, he picks the pole up and then jabs it down into the ocean and stabs a giant fish, which is a fucking mile down. How's he going to get the fish out? Like, pull the pole up? It's like a mile long, dude. The next shot is him walking up the mountain with a giant ass fish over his fucking shoulder. Like, he's not going to eat all this fish, but he does not share with her. She's just like walking around hungry. He's like, you leaving yet? You're wasting your time. She follows him more. One day while she's following him, she kneels and she, like, you can tell she feels something in the force. We can actually kind of hear it. She walks into this cave and there's like this one single shaft of light shining down on all of these old books. And it turns out these are the original Jedi books. Oh. Written by Dr. Joseph Jedi. 1592. In a galaxy far, far away. Luke followed her and he was like, oh shit, she found that shit just by like the Force? Hey, who are you? I know this place. Yeah, it was built 1,000 generations ago to keep, these books. She opens one up, nothing but dicks. Why are they always full of dicks? She looks at Luke and he's like nodding at her. You found it. Just like me, they're the last of the Jedi religion.
Where's Chewie?
Hanging out on the Falcon.
Oh, okay.
Having antics with the cute birds.
Oh.
As we will see in a little while. So, how'd you find that shit? You seen this place before? You seen this island? Only in my dreams. Who the fuck are you? Why are you so special? You know, why'd they send you to come get me? Where are you from? Nowhere. No one's from nowhere. I'm from Jakku. Okay? Alright, that's pretty much nowhere. That got a huge fucking laugh in the theater. Yeah, okay, why are you here? Why'd they send you? Something inside me has always been there. And now it's awake.
Shit.
You need a teacher. And it's like, da-na-na. I can't teach you. Well, I've seen your daily routine. You are not busy drinking from tits. He snaps back at her and he's like, those are my tits. And I came to this island to die. It's time for the Jedi to end. Why? Fucking Leia sent me with hope. If she's wrong, then she deserves to know why. We all do. And Luke's just like, fuck it, fucking leaves. Cuts to Leia and her ship, and they drop out of fucking hyperspace. Leia is sad, and wonderful acting on Carrie Fisher's part. She accomplishes this by biting her fist. Frustrated. Yeah. Bite the fist. She walks up to Poe. She slaps him across the face. And he's like, what the fuck? You're demoted. And he's like, hey, man, that was a dreadnought. You know, I stand by my attack. I thought that shit was pretty fucking cool. You can't solve shit by jumping in an X-Wing and blowing stuff up. Hey, goddammit, there were heroes out there. Yeah, fucking dead heroes, motherfucker. And you know what? No leaders. And Poe is like, cut to the quick. Like, that was a pretty good line. Finn asks Leia, hey, if you're just like running across the galaxy from the First Order, how is Rey gonna find us? Because, you know, I'm like in love with her or something. I don't know what the deal is here. Leia's wearing a bracelet. Turns out Rey is too, and those two things are like radio connected across the expanse of space. Right then, the whole First Order fucking drops out of hyperspace around them, and everybody is like, fuck! And it's like, wow, wow, wow. Holy shit. How the fuck did they find us? Because you can't track people in hyperspace, all right? That's a known law of Star Wars.
Yeah.
With them this time is Snoke's ship, all right? Seen a Star Destroyer? Pretty big. Super Star Destroyer? Bigger. This thing's like 80 Super Star Destroyers. It's just one gigantically long wing.
Jesus.
It's fucking huge, man. Do you think he's compensating for something? Holy shit, they tracked us through hyperspace. That's impossible. We were going at light speed. Fuck it. Let's jump. Let's jump in hyperspace again. Well, if they can track us, they'll just show up again. So we gotta figure this shit out. Poe looks at Leia and he's like, permission to jump in an X-Wing and blow something up. Permission granted. So Poe runs away. Leia is like on the bridge like, commanding shit. And Finn is just sitting there looking like, the fuck I'm supposed to do? So then we go into Space Battle 2.
All right.
Now, all these TIE fighters, they're all flying around these motherfuckers. This time they're being led by Kylo Ren's super TIE fighter. It's pretty cool. He does spins. It's black. It's sharp. Get over it.
Wow.
Inside, Poe is running through the hangar. He's running to his X-Wing, baby. He's going to get out there. He's going to fucking do this. Kylo Ren, he's flying around, killing shit, spinning around. Yeah, it's cool. And then he shoots 2 little torpedoes. And they fly forward and they go down this hole. So it's just like Luke and the Death Star, right?
Yeah.
Only this time they go into the hangar and they blow up all the X-Wings. And Poe, because he didn't make it to his X-Wing yet, is the only reason he still lived. So everybody's fucked. Leia's like, we have to get out of the range of the Star Destroyers. You know, they can keep firing fucking lasers at us. If we get just outside of the range of them and just keep moving, we can just be in a chase forever. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they can't jump to hyperspace because these other fuckers, you know, they can track them somehow. We still don't know how yet.
Mm-hmm.
Kylo starts flying towards the bridge of Leia's ship where he knows she is, and he fucking totally buzzes the tower. It's all down, 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 down. And Leia's like, I can feel you. She feels him, he feels her, targets are locked, and then he can't do it, baby. He cannot blow up his own mother.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a good thing 2 TIE fighters came in behind him and did it for him.
Boom! No.
Fucking Leia's bridge just blows to shit. We actually see Leia get sucked out!
Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
It reminded me of Nightmare on Elm Street 1 at the end when
God.
Nancy's mother gets pulled through the tiny window in the door.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah. This scene is embarrassing. This is the worst scene in this entire movie. And you ain't heard nothing yet.
Oh no.
Shit.
I was like, hey, Kylo, do something cool. Kill those TIE fighters that just blew up your mom.
Yes, yes.
And he's like, calm. It's cool. I'm not going to lose it. And no, he just flies back to base. So now the cruisers, they are just out of range of the Star Destroyers. So now they're just in a big, slow-ass space chase. Yeah, you heard it here.
A slow ass space chase.
Yeah. Now we see Leia floating out in space and freezing. Doing that thing that people do in space. You know, I'm starting to freeze.
Is this necessary?
She's still alive?
That's harsh.
She was still alive. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
She's starting to freeze. And then she moves just a little bit. And I was like, that's dumb. Yep. And then a bunch of dramatic music starts to come in. And she opens her eyes. She is out in space. It's dumb. You know what's even dumber? She starts flying forward like like fucking Thor.
Yeah?
Yeah, she looks like the Wicked Witch of the West. Just like flying through space, I guess with the Force. Okay? The Force can keep you from dying in space. It's fucking stupid, guys. She flies up to the ship and like puts her hand on the glass of one of the doors. And then Carrie Fisher's daughter opens up the door and fucking lets her in, and she is still alive, guys.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh.
Don't worry about me. I'm just flying around. This is like the one part in the movie I was like, man, no. They should have made her eyeballs pop or something. I don't fucking know. So then they just rush her off to sickbay.
But they're still in control of that ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
It got hit, but not destroyed. When she gets rushed off to sickbay, she drops her little tracker bracelet. Finn picks that shit up. This is mine now. Cuts to Rey, sleeping by a campfire, which is right underneath the Millennium Falcon. It's actually a pretty cool shot. Next to her is Chewbacca, cooking one of those birds. It looks like a teeny tiny little Christmas turkey. And he's like, he fucking picks it up. He's about to take a big ass bite of it when he looks over and there's like 50 of those cute ass little birds like looking at him.
Oh.
And they know what he is doing.
Oh, no.
Is that what I see in the trailers of that little orange and white guy?
Yeah, a little
with
bird.
The big eyes?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So they got these big giant fucking pug eyes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they're like, me, 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 me. And he's like, and then one of them looks at him and its eyes get like even bigger. It's like the saddest thing you've ever seen ever.
Oh.
Like that was my husband. Chewie don't care. Chewie's hungry. He gets up and he chases him off. And he sits down and he goes to bite it. God damn it. He can't do it. They got to him.
Oh.
Guess I gotta starve.
He already cooked it.
I know,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking seriously.
You can have it back, I guess. Marry it again.
May the force be with you.
And also with you. Right then, Luke walks into the Falcon, and he's like looking around. And he sees this little gold pair of hanging dice that I've never seen ever. But he acts like it's like super important. I don't know what the deal is. Anyone? Like he's looking at him like, oh God, my friend is dead. These were his dice that everyone knows about. Right then, fucking R2-D2 boots up. He's been in the Falcon the whole time.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, beep, 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 boop. R2? Old friend. And it's like, beep, 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 beep. He's like, yeah, fuck, I don't fucking know. I just didn't say goodbye. Who gives a shit? Look, no, I am not coming back. Beep, boop, beep, beep, boop. Nothing can make me change my mind. Right then, R2 plays the original hologram recording of Princess Leia saying, help me. You're my only hope.
Oh.
Yeah.
He looks at R2 and he's like, that is a cheap move. Rey wakes up and Luke's looking at her. He's like, all right, I'll train you, but I'll only train you 3 lessons. She's like, okay, cool. Back at the cruiser, Leia is unconscious and it's time to choose a successor. And Poe is just like, oh, holy shit, it's going to be me. And he starts smiling like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do a good job. And then they're like, and now Laura Dern with purple hair will be everyone's boss. Dr. Ellie Sattler. And then Dr. Sattler gets up with her purple hair and she's like, breathtaking.
Really?
Yeah, she's wearing those shorts like she was in Jurassic Park. You're like, look at those creamy thighs. Creamy. While she's giving her inspirational speech, don't worry, everybody, I'm not going to fuck anything up. We see Neenum. And he's like, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. Remember that guy?
Who?
God, you suck. Lando Calrissian's co-pilot. Fish lips. Fish lips.
Yeah.
And he's like, still hanging around. Poe's looking at Dr. Sattler, and he's like, look at those thighs. She's like, there's no room here for trigger-happy flyboys like you. That's the last thing we need. Now stick to your post and follow my orders, fuckface. And he's like, yeah, geez, you're right. Finn's like sneaking around, trying to... He's going to take this bracelet, he's going to go do something with it. He takes all of his stuff, like his backpack, and he goes and puts it in one of those escape pods, like in the very first movie. Mm-hmm. Then he hears somebody crying, and he's like, hey, is somebody crying out there? And we see that it's this young lady, and she's crying, and she is holding a medallion of her own, and it is the other half of the yin-yang symbol.
Oh.
Turns out she's that bombardier's sister, and her name is Rose. She sees him, and she's like, holy shit, you're Finn! You're fucking famous! You're a legend! And he's like, yeah, may the force be with you. And she's like, oh my God. You have no idea how many people I have had to stun with this. And she holds up a fucking stun gun. And she's like, so many people have tried to escape on escape pods. You know, they're fucking deserters. They're traitors. So what are you doing out here? And he's like, I was just, checking stuff, making sure everything was safe. And she's like, you got a backpack. It's in the escape pod. Fuck you doing, Finn? And he's like, I can totally explain it. And then she fucking shocks him. And he passes out. Wakes up with her dragging him through the ship. She's like, I'm turning you in for desertion. This fucking fleet is doomed. And my friend Rey, she will be doomed too. They can track us through light speed, all right? And she's like, what the fuck? Oh, they must be able to do that with a blah-blah-blah-blah-blah. Turns out she's an engineer, okay? And she just, figured it out. So, why isn't she a general? It's not that hard. She's like, we got to shut that tracker down. And it's going to be in the very front Star Destroyer. And we just got to get in there and if you can get me in there, I can shut the tracker down. But I don't know how we're going to find the tracker room. And he's like, well, I used to mop it. That's the plan. They're going to go together. He's going to lead her through the Star Destroyer. She's going to disable the shit. They go find Poe, and they tell him the plan. And he's like, fuck yeah. But he's like hanging out with unconscious Leia. She's like sitting by her bedside.
Yeah.
He's like, we got to do this. We got to do this for her. She's my lady. He puts his hand on her. 3PO is there, and he's like, Dr. Sattler will not agree to this plan. Yeah, it's a need-to-know plan, and she doesn't need to know. So there's just one last thing. How are we going to get through their security? Their force fields and shit? How are we going to do that? They call Maz Kanata, the big-eyed fucking little weirdo from The Force Awakens, with the big giant glasses who owned the bar.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez. She's on there too?
She's just she's on a view screen.
No.
Okay, and she's like, in the middle of some giant fight. That's probably a lot more exciting than the super slow space chase. Around this time in the movie, I was like, man, some shit better happen soon. They're like, hey, could you get us through that security? Yes, I totally could, but I'm a little tied down right now. Pew, 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 pew. She's shooting shit. But there's one guy that I trust that can. He can crash that security. He is a master code breaker and an ace pilot, and you will find him on blah-blah-blah casino planet. And I was like, Lando Calrissian. That's who this is going to be.
You think so?
Yeah, this is going to be the surprise of this movie.
That would be great.
He's going to have a red flower on his lapel. Go find him. Cuts to Rey on Luke Island, and she wakes up. And there's something weird happens, okay? This is the first time this has happened in any Star Wars movie, and I think it's actually pretty fucking cool. She's like, somebody there? She's looking over to the left, and she's just like looking off, looks around herself, looks again, and now we see who she's looking at. And she's looking at Kylo Ren. And he is in his own room on a Star Destroyer across the galaxy, and he's looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And it's like they can feel each other, through the Force.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, Jesus. She raises her gun and fires at him. It doesn't hit him because he's not there, but it goes and blows up a bunch of the fucking
birds,
dickhead huts.
Oh.
But he almost feels the shot. He's like, whoa! And they both get up and they're like walking around each other, but they're not in the same place. It is so fucking cool. So he knows he can see her, and he realizes she can see him, and he just puts his arm out and he goes,
You will bring Luke Skywalker to me.
No. You're not doing this. The effort would kill you. You're gonna pay for what you did. They are talking to each other across space. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like the Force is so strong with these two in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Luke heard the shot. He walks out and said, what the fuck was that? I was cleaning my gun and it went off. Now we see another race of aliens here on this fucking island. And they're like, little fucking dwarf gerbil people. And they're like cleaning up all the damage from the blaster.
Were they the ones living in the huts?
Yes. None of that shit matters, though, because it's time for Jedi training. So she follows Luke up some fucking stairs, and now they go to this really old tree. It's like a big tree stump that's like millennia old. I don't know. And this is like the first Jedi temple. Bunch of temple shit. There's like fucking insignias in the floor. Who gives a shit? She's like, Kylo Ren is strong with the dark side of the Force.
What do you know about the Force?
Here, get up on this rock. Sit here with your legs crossed. The Force is not a superpower that you have. It's an energy that binds us together and brings balance now. So she's sitting there, and he's like, reach out. She reaches her arm out. Everybody in the theater just fucking laughs. He picks up a fucking leaf, and he starts like rubbing it on her hand, and she's like, I feel something. And he's like, it's the Force.
Oh.
And she's like, yes, I feel it. And then he just fucking slaps her hand. He's like, don't reach out with your fucking hand, dumbass. He puts her hand now on the ground, and he's like, reach out with your feelings. What do you see? I see this island, death, decay, feeds new life. And between it all, a balance, energy, a force. And what about inside of you, Rey? What do you feel inside of you? The same force. So then to say the Force belongs to the Jedi is merely vanity. There's something else, though, beneath this island. A dark place. He's like, yeah, balance. Power from light, power from darkness. That's right. Fucking Luke Skywalker says that. It's cold. Then all of a sudden the rocks under her hand like fucking crack. Luke's like, She's like, it's calling me. Resist it, Rey, resist it. And then she like wakes up out of her trance and he's like, you motherfucker. You went straight to the dark. Wow. God damn. And you didn't even fucking try to stop yourself. He's like in a hissy. He is pissed off.
Ooh.
She's like, yeah, I know. I totally felt it. You know what I didn't feel, though? You know what I didn't see? I didn't see you. And he's like, You've closed yourself off from the Force completely. Yeah, that's right. I've only seen this raw strength once before, in Ben Solo. It didn't scare me enough then. It does now. And he gives her the finger, and he fucking walks away. Back to the slow space chase. Carrie Fisher's daughter is trying to cover for Finn and Rose going off on their secret mission to find the Master Codebreaker.
So they went away in a ship?
Yeah.
The bad guys didn't see him?
Yep, nope. They just sped right off.
No.
Rey and Chewie are hanging out in the Falcon, which is now full of those cute little birds, and they are nesting in the Falcon. They're like, it's infested. Rey ends up seeing Kylo again, across the divide of space. And this time it's a little more calm. Kylo's like,
why is the Force connecting us, you and I?
You murderous snake! You're too late! I found Skywalker!
Did he tell you what happened? The night I destroyed his temple and stuck my finger in his butt? Did he tell you why?
I know everything I need to know about you, cocksucker! You're a monster!
And then Kylo Ren, fucking cool ass Adam Driver, just goes,
Yes, I am.
and I was like, yeah, all right, cool. Finn and Rose, they're in hyperspace. They're going to the casino world to find the Codebreaker, a.k.a. Lando Calrissian, right?
Yeah.
There is no one else this is going to be. I am positive of it. Gambling, come on. That's how
I don't want to get my hopes up.
That's how Han got the Falcon. So we're in the casino, and, there's this big tracking shot of all of these aliens having a good time. And we see Finn, and he's like, man, this place is great. And he's walking around. He's looking for the flower on some guy's lapel. Yeah. BB-8 is like zipping around, and there's this teeny tiny little alien dwarf that thinks he is a slot machine. And he actually starts like putting money inside of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then rumble, 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 rumble. Oh my God, what is that? Is that what I think it is? They go outside, and there's like a race happening, like a horse race, so you can bet on it, but it's like big lion horses. I don't know. They're fucking weird looking.
Oh.
Finn's like, Rose, why do you hate this planet? She's like, you gotta look closer, man. He looks down and he sees like a little stable boy who takes care of the lion horses. He's getting like whipped and beaten by his, stable master. She's like, the only way a planet like this gets this fucking rich is by selling weapons to the First Order. Right then, BB-8's like, beep, 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 beep. Like, I found the flower, assholes. Everybody can just understand droids. I love it. Finn's like, oh, holy shit. The Master Codebreaker. Let's go get him. Let's go find him. And I'm like, here we go. A Billy D. Williams. And turns out it's Justin Theroux.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's him? And he's just like, a dipshit in the casino laughing.
Oh.
And then the camera cuts away from him, and that's all we see of him.
Really?
Justin Theroux was in this movie for like 1 second.
Jesus.
Because right then, Finn and Rose get caught by the fucking authorities. They figure out that they're like not rich, and they just like landed their ship and just kind of crashed the party. So they get thrown out. Cuts to Rey, and she's out on the hillside. She's training with her stick. She's like flipping it around and shit. She looks down, she sees Luke's lightsaber that she brought to him in her bag, and she's like, yeah, all right. She picks it up. She turns it on. And then she starts like doing all these cool lightsaber katas, that she's just like kind of figuring out on her own, because Luke's like, he's busy with the milking those jugs. Turns out the milk is addictive.
Really?
No. That's why he won't leave the planet.
Interesting.
He can't.
It blocks out the force.
And then the thing like looks at him like, you want some? Those aliens, they look like something out of Dr. Seuss, man, for real. It's fucking weird. Anyway, Luke is watching her, and he's like, yeah, I'm kind of impressed. And then she just like cuts this giant fucking rock right in half, and it just falls down off of the cliffside, rolls down the hill, slams right into the wheelbarrow of one of those little aliens that live in the dick huts.
Oh, God.
And they hate Rey.
Oh.
Like his wheelbarrow just like flies away. The rock could have killed him. Okay. Yeah. And he just like looks down like, God damn it. Luke starts talking to her about the Jedi and their hubris.
Hubris.
No, he said hubris.
Oh, they're saying it wrong.
Oh, you're saying it wrong. Who to believe, Chris or Luke Skywalker? Let me think. Must be the jug milk talking. Anyway, she's defending everything. She's like, no, the fucking Jedis are awesome. How about fucking Vader? You believed he could be turned, and I became a legend. She's like, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to go there, but, toot your own horn. It's cool. Yeah, I was a legend, that's right. And then I met Ben, and I took him and 12 students, and I started my own training temple. Fuck yeah. Then I started to realize he had darkness within, and I went one night to go and confront him about it. And he fucked my shit up. Like, then we see kind of a flashback and like, oh, yep, Kylo Ren is like, fucking fighting him with a lightsaber, kicking his ass. And he slaughtered all the rest of my students, took a handful of them, and then went off to become Kylo Ren.
Oh my gosh.
Leia blamed Snoke, okay, for corrupting him, but I knew very well that it was my fault. Rey's like, I need someone to show me my place in all this. And you didn't fail Kylo, he failed you. I won't. Cutting to the slow space chase. They're still keeping beyond the range of the Star Destroyers, okay? But they're starting to run out of fuel. Doesn't that sound weird? You ever heard anything in Star Wars running out of fuel?
No.
You never have.
Yeah.
It has never been addressed. Not even once. So one of the ships actually runs out of fuel and is now dead in space, and the First Order just blows it to shit. And they're like, what about the big one, the big cruiser? Well, they got enough fuel reserves for 6 hours. All right. Laura Dern is like, okay, 6 hours, that's cool. Maintain course, steady on. And Poe is like, this is your goddamn plan, to just run until you run out of fuel and then you get killed. She's like, Leia always said that, if you only believe in the sun during the daytime, and Poe goes, you'll never make it through the night. She's like, yeah, so, fuck off, okay? Trust my plan. And he's like, your plan is shit. She's like, you're shit! Finn and Rose are in casino jail. And they're like, oh man, we found the master code breaker. He was going to get us into the fucking Star Destroyer and shit. They like kind of talk about their whole plan, and overhearing them in the next cell is Benicio del Toro. And he's like, I can break your code, mister. And they're like, wait, what? He's like, I am a code breaker. And they're like, seriously? He's like, yeah, I am a thief. I can do it. I can break you into Snoke's boudoir. And they're like, this is convenient. And then he just breaks himself out of casino jail.
Oh, jeez.
And they're like, oh, okay then. He's like, are you coming? We can talk about price later. They go out into the front of the casino jail where all the guards are, and BB-8 has already taken them all out. And Benicio is like, did you do this, little man? And it's like, beep, 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 beep. And he's like, I like him. So what now? Let's escape through the barn where they keep the racing animals. So they go in there and they find the little boy who was getting beaten. And he's like, oh shit! And he's about to like sound the alarm. The escaped prisoners are there. And they're like, wait, no! We are the resistance. And he's like, huh? Because he obviously doesn't speak their language. Anyway, I guess they win him over somehow. Like Rose shows him her secret resistance decoder ring. And he's like, oh, cool. Yeah. Like, they're legends. They're heroes.
Be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Yeah.
Is the galaxy, like, happy? There's casino planets and shit.
This one planet is very happy. And it turns out that they're all, like, arms dealers. That's the only way to really get rich, is to not care about the good or the bad. Mm-hmm. Just sell to anyone. Mm-hmm. You would have found that out if you'd waited, like, literally 30 seconds. So Finn and Rose ride those animals out, and they go through the casino and they fucking trash the shit out of it. That little alien, he's in there like, taking a shower and some money, because they're trashing the place. And he's like, my life is amazing. There's money fucking everywhere. They're riding through the streets. It's pretty fast paced, but it's also not cool. It's kind of boring. I don't know. Anyway, they're getting chased through the landscape by these guards. We lost them. They set their animals free. They get found by the casino police. This is still an issue. When all of a sudden this ship like flies down, and it's BB-8 and Benicio del Toro. They're like partners. He's like, do you need a lift? So they get in, and they're like, yeah, so this is a nice ship you have. And he's like, yeah, this is my ship. And he starts like going through it and stealing all the money in like the drawers and everything. Why are you ransacking your own ship? Oh, you stole it, didn't you? He's like, yeah, I'm a fucking thief. Let's find out who this is. And he like looks up these holograms, and there's holograms of like Imperial walkers and TIE fighters. And he's like, yes, this was an arms dealer. He was selling arms to the First Order. And then an X-Wing pops up. He's like, oh, and to you guys too.
You see, that is the only way to live.
There you go.
You don't care about good or bad. You just make money.
Cuts to Luke, and he all of a sudden, for the first time in the movie, gets a force feeling, and he has to like stop. And he's like, Leia. Leia, in a coma on her ship, just says, Luke. Rey's walking around. All of a sudden, she gets the feeling that Kylo is there and watching her. And she turns around. She's like, I'd really rather not do this now.
And he's like, too bad, bitch.
And he's got no shirt on. And he's cut. She like tries to look away and she's like, would you please put on a shirt? And he's like, nope. Why did you hate your father? Why did you kill him?
It's just stuff that you do. I mean, I'm fucking Kylo Ren, baby. Come on. Your parents, they threw you away like garbage. But you can't stop needing them. It's your greatest weakness. And that was me killing my greatest weakness. It's me being a fucking badass motherfucker is what I was.
She's like, yeah, okay, you got a point.
So did he tell you what happened that night? He'd sensed my power like he senses yours, and he feared it.
And now we see a flashback from his point of view. And we see young little Kylo wake up from sleeping in his little Jedi bunk.
And standing over him is Luke Skywalker with his green lightsaber
About to fucking kill him in his sleep.
Oh, jeez.
And he's got these crazy fucking eyes. And he just slashes his fucking lightsaber down. He like goes to make contact. And fucking Kylo like real quick grabs his training saber and blocks the fucking hit.
Wow.
And then kicks the shit out of Luke.
He's like, I did what I had to do, baby.
And Rey is like, oh,
okay. Yeah, you gotta let the past die. You gotta kill it if you have to. The only way to become what you're meant to be is to do that.
and then they break contact. And Rey's like, oh man, maybe he's got a point. You know what? I'm going to go look for the dark place on the island. And I was like, holy shit, it's happening.
Yeah.
Rey's going to the dark side. That's what we all really wanted, you know? That's a way to shake things up. She goes down into this cave. It's literally a cave under the island where the dark side resides. She gets sucked down into it. She hits water. She gets out. And now in the rocks around her, she sees her reflection. And it goes off into infinity. And every time she moves, the reflections move, but like a little bit later. It's weird. It's like a big dream sequence. It is emulating Luke's experience in the cave when he strikes Vader down, but his own face is under the mask.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We actually hear a kid say, Rey. And I don't know who it is. It's supposed to be, but, we don't see a kid. So we're just like following this big line of Reys. She's like walking forward, but there's all these reflections of her. And she starts monologuing. I should have panicked and ran, but I didn't. She walks up to this like reflection, this mirror thing, and she's like, let me see them. Let me see my parents, please. And in the fog of the reflection, we see two figures, and they're all shadowy, and they walk towards us, and we are about to learn who Rey's parents are. Ooh. They get close, and then they merge into one, and then they become clear, and it's just one person, and it's Rey herself. And she's like, yeah, thanks. I thought I'd find answers here. I was wrong. I've never felt so fucked. And now we see who she's actually talking to. She's talking to Kylo again. Like they're palling around now. Oh. Now they're starting to speak to each other and like confide in each other. She's like, it's not too late for you. You can come back to the light and we can like stop all this horrible shit. She reaches out with her hand. And Kylo, he like looks down at it. He takes off his glove. And he reaches out. And they touch. And it's like, oh. Love, baby.
Can they really touch each other?
They touched.
Wow.
Because right then Luke busts in, sees them both, and he's like, stop! Wow. And he actually uses a little bit of the Force because all the rocks around him like fucking blow away, and Kylo is now gone, and it's just Rey. And she's like, is it true? Did he stick his finger up your butt? Did you try to murder him? And then Luke just like, oh, you know what? And he doesn't even answer. He's like, leave this island now. And he just walks away. She's like, stop, motherfucker. She gets so mad that he's walking away, she goes up and knocks him down with her fucking staff.
Oh.
Luke Skywalker. He goes down, and she's like, did you do it? Did you create Kylo Ren? And then they fight. They fight with sticks, not lightsabers, but yeah, fucking battle among the good guys.
Wow.
Then she like uses the Force and brings her lightsaber to her hand, and she ignites it. She's like, tell me the truth. And he's like, I sensed darkness. And now we see the same flashback from Luke's point of view. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, I saw it in him. When he was training, I could tell, man. I could tell that he was fucking around with something dark. So then I looked inside, and it was so much worse than I thought. Like Snoke had already turned his heart, and he would do nothing but bring destruction. And I thought that I could stop it. And it shows him walk into Kylo's bedroom. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, that's it. I was gonna take care of this. And he ignites his lightsaber, and then he's like looking down at him, and he can't do it. And he's like, it passed like a shadow, and I was left with nothing but shame. You know, so he had already like, nah, man, I can't kill him.
Yeah.
He's just a kid. But his lightsaber was still out and on. Like he'd already seen reason, and he wasn't gonna kill him. But he looks down and sees Ben already awake and looking up at him. And all Ben sees is him with a fucking lightsaber over his head.
Yeah.
And the last thing I saw were the eyes of a frightened boy whose master had failed him. And then Luke yells out, Ben, no! And fucking Kylo grabs his lightsaber, and they both struck each other at the same time. It's like fucking crazy. It was all a misunderstanding. But Kylo was a badass, and he killed everybody and fucked Luke in the butt. You know, I don't know. Rey's like, he can still turn. He can still turn good. All right? Actually, to be honest, that would totally turn the tide of everything. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. And he's like, this is not going to go how you think. She holds out the lightsaber to Luke. Like, well, then come on, bitch. Mm-hmm. And he just like looks down. She's like, yeah, well, then he's my only hope. Like, if I go to him, Ben Solo will turn. I saw it in his future when I touched his fucking hand. He's like, no, don't. Nope, he's my only hope. You're not going to fucking help me. I'm leaving. So then we see the Falcon fucking flying away. And Luke is just still on his island like a fucking dick.
Wow.
So then Luke is like, you know what? I've had it. I've had it with all this Jedi shit. And he goes to the old Jedi tree and he finds the Jedi texts and he's like, I'm going to burn them. He fucking pulls out a torch. He's walking towards them.
Spaceballs the flamethrower!
He walks by, and we see behind him somebody's standing there watching him. And it's Yoda's Force Ghost.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's just like, Luke senses him, stops, and turns around, and he's like, Master Yoda.
Young Skywalker.
I'm burning it. I'm burning it all. Fuck this Jedi shit. And he goes to light the tree on fire, and he can't do it. And then Yoda's like, And Yoda just summons lightning down from the sky and ignites the tree himself.
Wow.
Everything starts fucking burning, and he's like,
Oh, Skywalker, missed you I have.
So it is time that the Jedi were dead.
Time it is for you to look past a pile of old books.
And now those books are burning. The sacred Jedi texts!
Read those, have you? Page turners, they were not.
Did he really say that?
Yeah. And he like hits Luke in the face with his little cane, like he always did, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, lost Ben Solo, you did. Lose Rey, we must not.
I can't be what she needs.
Heeded my words, you did not. Pass on what you've learned. Failure, too. Greatest teachers are failures.
And Luke looks at him like, well, god damn it. Like, no shit. Learn from your mistakes, teach others about them.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that? And then they just sit together and watch it all burn, baby. Finn and Rose are warp speeding to Snoke's ship with Benicio and BB-8. And they're like, hey man, you can do this, right? And Benicio's like, yes, I can, but not until we talk about my price. And they're like, okay, what is it? And he's like, he says the name of this certain metal, and he points at Rose's medallion.
Oh.
He's like, that's a very rare metal. And she's like, no. You know what? Okay, fine, here, take it. And then Finn's like, motherfucker, give that shit back. That's all she has of her sister. He's like, no. It's mine. Back at the space chase, every single ship has run out of gas and been blown apart, except for the main cruiser, which is now running on fucking fumes. Poe busts in to Dr. Sattler, and he's like, okay, all of your fucking people are dying, bitch. What is your fucking plan? And he looks around, because there's like hustle and bustle and activity on the bridge. He's like, what are you doing? Are you fueling the escape pods? She's like, yeah. And he's like, that's your fucking plan? To just shoot everybody off into space. There's no guns or anything on the escape pods. Your plan is to just abandon ship. Like, you're a fucking coward and a fucking traitor. He gets on the radio to Finn, and he's like, man, things are fucking desperate here. You need to hurry up, motherfucker. Turn off that tracker. Mm-hmm. Now we see Rey in the Falcon, and she is getting in an escape pod in the Millennium Falcon. We've never seen that either. It was weird. So she says to Chewie, hey, if you see Finn, tell him, tell him it was nice. And then Chewie goes, and she's like, yeah, tell him that. So then she launches out of the Falcon, which then flies away. She launches right into Snoke's ship. She lands, and the pod opens up, and Kylo is already there waiting for her. And it's like, oh yeah. She gets up, she's like, so are you going to show me your room? I want to see where you sleep. She looks over to the left, and there's a stormtrooper there who holds up a pair of handcuffs. And she's like, oh. And Kylo just fucking takes her prisoner.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, Benicio, Finn, and Rose, they're like trying to get through the security shield. Benicio does his thing, and he's like, no, we have to. It's a whole bunch of fucking computer talk. And he's like, and then we slice a hole in the security, and we slip through. And you don't need to understand any of it. It's like meaningless. Because of Benicio del Toro, they got into Snoke's ship. Right then, Dr. Sattler learns about this plan, and she's like, what the fuck, Poe? Like, you got some guy on the fucking Snoke ship doing what now? Poe's like, I'm sorry, Dr. Sattler. I relieve you of your command. And he fucking mutinies. And him and his buddies fucking take over the bridge and take her prisoner. It's fucking like, whoa, serious. Now, Benicio, Finn, and Rose are like sneaking in Snoke's ship, and they're in disguise. They're wearing Imperial uniforms and shit. They take a trash can, which looks space agey, and they put it over BB-8. So he just like, looks like a weird black droid. But off in the distance, we see a real black BB-8, an evil one. And it's like, scanning, something's weird. Rey and Kylo are in the elevator to go see Snoke, and she's like, I saw your future. You will not bow before Snoke. You'll turn, and I'll help you.
I saw something too. You will be the one to turn. You'll stand with me. I saw who your parents are.
And Rey's like, whoa, motherfucker, are you fucking serious? She backs away from Kylo, right through an open door and into Snoke's fucking throne room.
Well done, my apprentice. My faith in you is restored. Young Rey, welcome.
And she's like, oh shit. Man, what is up with your face? In his holograms, he looks like a little old man. But he's like, pretty spry in real life. Imposing. Finn and his friends get to a locked security door, and Benicio has to open up a fuse box, and then he uses the medallion to short it out. And he's like, that's the best metal to use that for. And he hands it back to her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. It's like, oh, shit. And Finn's like nodding, like, good job, man. Poe is elsewhere on their cruiser while Dr. Sattler starts shooting Poe's guys and like fucking escaping their custody. Poe on the radio is like, Finn, we gotta jump, man. Hurry the fuck up. Benicio gets the door open, and then they see the bright, shiny tracker device in the next room. And they're like, fuck yeah. all right, we're going to do it, man. Fuck yeah, let's go do this shit. They walk in there, and then the little evil BB-8 rolls in with a whole bunch of fucking troopers behind him. Like, see, I told you. Yeah. And in walks Captain Phasma. Remember her?
Yeah.
The shiny chrome stormtrooper?
Oh.
She's like the captain of the stormtroopers.
Oh, okay.
She looks at Finn and she's like, FM 69 tits. So good to have you back. That was his call sign. You're not a name, you're a number with tits. Poe hears them get taken prisoner and he's like, oh my God, they didn't make it. And right then, the door to the bridge he's on like blows open and in comes fucking Leia.
Oh.
Yeah, still in her coma clothes, but she's up and around. And he's like, Leia! And she just fucking shoots him.
Oh, jeez.
And he goes down like, what the fuck? So they're carting Poe off, and Ellie Sattler is talking to Leia. She's like, this one's a troublemaker. I like him. Yeah, me too. Now, board your transport. And Ellie Sattler is like, no, man, someone's got to stay here and pilot the cruiser. Oh, shit, I guess that's, you mean that's going to be you, or do you mean that's going to be me? I mean that's going to be me. Yeah, I'm a hero. Oh, okay. All right, may the force be with you. Always. So then everybody launches off in escape pods, except for Ellie Sattler, and she's like going down with the ship. She's like she's gonna keep that ship going because the First Order is not gonna give a fuck about little tiny pods flying away from it. They want that cruiser dead. Mm-hmm. Back with Rey, Snoke is like, come closer, child. Ooh, such strength. You smell good. I warned Kylo, as he grew stronger, so would his equal in the light. You underestimate us. We will be your downfall. Oh, really? Did you sense a weakness in my apprentice? Fool. It was I who bridged your minds. Whoa, bitch.
What?
It was Snoke connecting them the whole time.
Oh, jeez.
Couple of dummies you are. Now you will give me Skywalker, and I will kill you with the cruelest stroke. No. Yes. And then he fucking force throws her around the room and fucking knocks her around like a fucking rag doll. It's like no one's been more strong with that shit than Snoke.
Really?
Yeah.
Kylo is watching his, hopefully someday girlfriend get tortured by Snoke. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. Poe wakes up and he's like, Leia, you shot me. What's going on? She's like, look, there's a little planet over there. It's actually a mineral planet. It's incredibly strong. There's caves inside of it. That's where we're going. That's where we're all going. While the First Order still chases the big ship. And we're going to get inside there. There's an old rebel base there. And he's like, oh, no shit. She's like, yeah, I know I could have told you that, but it's cool. So they're going to hide in that old rebel base and call for their old friends for help. Anyone who's willing to help the rebellion. Dr. Sattler is piloting the cruiser and she's like, Godspeed, rebels. And it's very yeah. So she starts taking fire. We see Finn and Rose, and they are put down on their knees in front of General Hux, who just walks up and cock slaps him. And then Phasma says, your ship and payment as arranged, and Benicio del Toro walks in. And he's like, yeah, thanks.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he made a deal with the First Order. And then Finn's like, wait a minute, you made a deal? For what? Hey, we found out, we saw them. We saw all the escape pods. They're all going to that little planet. Benicio, he was telling the truth. Well, imagine that. All right, fire at will, kill all of the pods, target them. So then they all start fucking blowing up. And it's like, Jesus, man. Genocide. Finn's like, Benicio, fuck you, man. And he's like, hey, man, it's just business. So yeah, he's a piece of shit. Leia and all the other pods are like, holy shit, full speed to the base. Go, go, go. They're like, we're too far now to turn around and go back to the cruiser. We have to fucking run. Back with Snoke, he says to Rey,
Skywalker will die after we kill the Resistance. Soon they will all be gone. For you, all is lost.
And then she reaches out with the Force and pulls Kylo Ren's red fucking lightsaber to her, turns it on, and he like blocks her with the Force, but he's like, holy shit! Oh man, you did that shit like a true Jedi. Damn. You need to die for that. I obviously cannot let you live.
My apprentice, I forgive all of your bullshit. Now, complete your training and fulfill your destiny.
So, kill your girlfriend.
I know what I have to do.
Snoke looks at Rey and he's like,
You think you can turn him? I cannot be betrayed. I see his mind. I see him turning the lightsaber to strike true.
And now at his feet, we see Rey's lightsaber starting to jiggle around. And he's like,
And now, foolish child, he ignites it and kills his true enemy.
and then Rey's lightsaber by itself fucking ignites and shoots up into Snoke and stabs him.
Damn.
So like he was still reading his mind, like he was reading it correctly, that he was going to strike his enemy. And Snoke is just like,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, it's fucking cool. He looks down, Snoke looks down, and this blue lightsaber has just skewered him from his left to his right. It's just sticking through
Wow.
his stomach, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, and then Rey reaches out with the Force and brings that lightsaber to her. So it just slices him right in two. And Snoke falls into two pieces, and he is fucking dead as shit
That is fucking cool.
in the
Damn.
second movie of the trilogy.
Wow.
And it's like, fuck yeah! And I was like, there's so much time left in the movie. What's going on here? But Snoke had a whole bunch of those red-suited Imperial guards, okay? That are like the elite.
Yeah.
Like they eat stormtroopers for fucking breakfast. And they have all got these weapons that are variants of lightsabers. Like one of them is like a lightsaber chain that he like swings around and shit. It's pretty fucking cool. Wow. They all fucking attack, and Rey and Kylo go back to back and fucking take them all out. But it is not easy, okay? Each of them almost dies. At this point, we got a whole bunch of quick cuts between all the different people in the movie, and it actually gets a little annoying. I've actually read that that's kind of a complaint. We see Poe and Leia, and they're like, speeding towards the mineral world. Finn is like, you fucking asshole, Benicio, in the hangar of Snoke's ship.
Yeah.
And then we're back to the fucking fight with Kylo and Rey, right? It's like that fucking fast. Mm-hmm. So she and Kylo, they're like kicking fucking ass together. These guards are also wearing lightsaber-proof armor.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so they're like, shit's bouncing off of them and stuff.
I don't approve of that.
It doesn't always work. And you can start to see that these guards are kind of better than Kylo Ren at fighting.
Yeah.
Now, better than Darth Vader. One of these guards grabs Kylo Ren by his throat, and he's like, got him in a headlock. Kylo is fucking dead to rights. Like, this guy is going to choke him to death. There's nothing Kylo can do. He cannot break out of his grip. I don't know if he tried to use the Force or not, but like, yeah, he's fucked. And then Rey just goes, yo! Kylo looks up, and Rey fucking throws her lightsaber to him. He grabs that shit in his left hand, just puts it behind his head, ignites it, and turns it off really quick, like, and then the guard falls dead. As he's falling, we see a nice, clean burn hole right in his faceplate. That is the coolest thing that happened in this movie.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
And Kylo was just like, yeah, that's what I do.
So they are fighting together. I am loving this.
Yeah, it's cool.
Wow.
So then they kill all the guards, and it's like, that was the real fight. Like, Snoke, he was kind of nothing, you know?
Yeah.
And then Rey is like, all right, cool. Can I see your room now? And Kylo looks at her.
It's time to let old things die. Rey, I want you to join me. Join me, and we can rule the galaxy together, and we can bring new order.
And she's like, oh my God, shit. Don't do this. Please don't go this way.
No, you're still holding on. You gotta let go.
Rey just starts crying. Like, fucking Kylo, he's a dark sider, man. He's not turning.
Yeah.
He's trying to turn her.
You want to know the truth about your parents? Or have you always known? Yeah, you've known. You know the truth. Say it.
They were nobody. Yeah, they were filthy fucking junk traders who sold you for drinking money.
Oh.
And even right now, they're fucking dead. In a pauper's grave in the desert on Jakku. Like, you've been searching for them forever. And you were probably like feet away from their bodies at one point, you know? It's like, you come from nothing. You are nothing. But not to me. And then he holds his hand out and he's like, join me, baby. Please. Dr. Ellie Sattler, with her purple hair and her creamy thighs, is sitting in the cockpit of the cruiser watching all of the rebellion escape pods blow up. And she's like, all right, it's time to do what I do best, baby. Save the day. So she starts powering up the hyperspeed. And she starts to turn the ship towards Snoke's ship.
Oh,
on the bridge, Hux is like, yeah, keep firing on the pods. Hey, General Hux, do you see that ship? The cruiser. It's pointing towards us. It's powering up its hyperspeed. And then Hux is like, oh, shit. Back with Kylo and Rey. Rey's like, all right, I guess I'm going to have to fight your ass. So she force grabs her own lightsaber, but then Kylo tries to force grab it from her. And they end up fighting over it, but with the Force. So it's just like floating in the air between them, and it's shaking. And they're like, "Roar! A wizard's duel! You want to fight Merlin? You want to have a wizard duel?" But remember, Finn and Rose, they're still taken prisoner by the stormtroopers and Captain Phasma. And she's like, you know what? A blaster is too good for these cocksuckers. Let's do something that hurts. So she gets a couple of stormtroopers to come out with those laser clubs that we saw one of them fighting with. You know, the Finn fought a guy that had one.
Yeah.
In The Force Awakens.
I hate those.
Look, this is the future of Star Wars.
They're like spinning it around like they think they're cool.
They are cool. If you were spinning one around, you would cut off your own leg.
Yeah, fuck those things, man.
You gotta be a badass. Anyway, these guys are badass, and they're executioners, and they just hold them over their necks, like, get ready to die. On my command. Now, Poe, in his escape pod, is like looking off at the cruiser, at what Ellie Sattler's doing. He's like, holy shit, she's pointing her ship right at Snoke's. On Snoke's bridge, Vivian Bastard is like, oh, holy shit! Hux goes, fire on that cruiser, fire! Just as that is about to happen, Rey and Kylo are still in their back and forth battle over the lightsaber, and it ends up breaking into two.
Oh.
Oof. At the very same moment that Dr. Ellie Sattler ignites the hyperspeed and fucking sends her ship right into Snoke's ship, and it fucking cuts that shit in half. And here's the beautiful part of it. We see it from outside, and it's so fast you don't actually see it happen. You just see the ship starting to come apart, and it is all deathly silent when this happens. It's one of the coolest fucking things. So Leia and Poe get away to the, little planet. So Finn and Rose are still in the hangar of that ship that was just cut in half. So everything is burning. They start running, and she's like, yeah, come on, there's a shuttle over here we can steal. And then they run back into Phasma and her men, and they've all got guns pointed at them. That's it. Fucking kill these assholes. And then all of a sudden, her and those stormtroopers start taking heavy fucking laser fire. And they're like, oh shit! They turn around, and it's one of those two-legged walkers that's in the hangar. It's like shooting at them. Pew, 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 pew. And they're all fucking dying and shit. And then the walker starts like walking forward, and it can't go underneath a catwalk. So its head like falls off, and underneath we see the pilot is BB-8.
Oh.
He's like, I got you, master. Now it's just Phasma and Finn. Finn picks up a laser club, and he looks at her, and he's like, all right, let's go. Now, remember, she is like supposed to be the most elite captain of the stormtroopers. She can fucking fight. Mm-hmm. Finn is not fucking scared. Finn is a badass motherfucker in this movie.
So she starts coming towards him, and he's like, let's go, Chrome Dome. And she's like, yeah, all right. And they start fucking fighting, and they're trading blows and shit. And then Finn, like, screams out, like fucking Conan the Barbarian. He's like, come on! And it's like, whoa, man. Phasma turns around and shoots Rose. Pew.
Oh.
Rose goes down, and Finn's like, God damn it! He's like, hey! Fucking Phasma turns around, and he just fucking slashes that laser club right across her fucking head. She goes down, and now we see there's a big hole in her silver helmet, and we see that actress's eye.
Oh.
And that's all we saw of that actress in the Star Wars universe.
Oh.
She must be very angry. She's looking up at him through her helmet hole, and she says, you were always scum. And then Finn goes, rebel scum. And then the floor underneath her fucking collapses, and she falls to her death in fire.
Wow.
Oh.
Rose, who is shot but still alive, and BB-8, they all escape onto the shuttle and shoot away. Now we cut to the throne room, and Hux is there, and he's looking at his boss, Supreme Leader Snoke, cut in half on the floor. And Snoke's lower half, falls down the stairs. And it's very unceremonious, very non-flattering for the old cocksucker. And he looks at Kylo, who is just waking up. Because when the lightsaber exploded, they both went flying.
Oh.
And Hux says, what happened?
She murdered the Supreme Leader, man. Where is she?
She took Snoke's personal shuttle and fucked off. All right, that's it. Get all of our forces down to that resistance base. Let's finish this. Finish what, Dick? You can't tell me what to do. Our supreme leader is dead. We have no ruler. And then he just starts getting force choked. And he's like, what? And he fucking falls to his knees. And Kylo goes, the supreme leader is dead. And Hux, still being choked, just says, long live the supreme leader. So now we cut to the rebel base. And it's all white and snowy. And I'm like, why isn't this Hoth? Running around are these foxes that are made of crystals. They're pretty cool looking and also not really much point. Leia and the rest of the rebellion that has made it, which is composed of about 20 people. That's the last of the resistance. They're in this old rebel base, and they're like, here comes the First Order. Because now the First Order's on the planet surface, and they're coming with those big fucking dog walkers and shit. Mm-hmm. They're coming, close the door. But there's one Imperial shuttle that's fucking zooming ahead of everything else, and it is hauling ass for that door before it closes, and it actually crashes into the base just before it closes. Everybody draws their guns, and then Finn and Rose come out with their hands up. Don't shoot, don't shoot. So they're all locked in, safe and sound. And Poe's like, we gotta send out a call to anybody who can help us. Leia's like, use my personal code. If there are any allies to the resistance, it's now or never. All right, here's the weapons we got. It's shit. Everything here is super old, and we're kind of fucked. All right, well, let's pray that big-ass door holds. And Finn is like, nah, man, I'm looking out there. They got a battery cannon. What the fuck is a battery cannon? It's a cannon that is specifically designed to knock down that door. So once they shoot that fucking door, it's not going to hold. And we are all going to die. So come on, people. Let's believe in Leia. They'll come. People will come to help us, but we got to take out that fucking cannon. So they start to get ready for that. And all the fighter pilots, like Rose and, who is not a fighter pilot, but now she's piloting a speeder, Poe and Finn, they get into these rusty old speeders, and they start flying out across the snow. Right in front of the big door, there's a bunch of foot soldiers that are out there aiming with guns, and one of them, jams his finger down into the snow and then tastes it. And he goes, salt. And I was like, oh, okay. Mineral planet. So these speeders they're using, they're all rusty and shit, and Finn is having some trouble with his balance. It's kind of fucking off. And then Rose is like, put down your drag hook. And this is how these speeders operate. There's a little hook
It comes down out of the bottom of the speeder and just drags in the salt. So it like stabilizes them. Oh. Now, as that happens, the trail that they make is red. So it's like that's the clay underneath the salt. Anyway, it's just visual.
Yeah.
So above all of the First Order bad guys, there is one big shuttle, inside which is Kylo, General Hux, and Vivian Bastard. And now Kylo is in charge, and Hux is his main man now. So everybody's trying to blow up this cannon, and they send out some TIE fighters, and there's fucking red trails going everywhere, and the speeders, they're taking out the TIE fighters and just heading for that cannon, baby. Let's go, let's go. They might be in some trouble now because the TIE fighters are really starting to pile up, but then 3 of those motherfuckers all of a sudden just fucking explode, and in swoops the Falcon.
Damn.
And there's Chewie behind the controls, and he's like, "Rah!" And next to him is one of those tiny birds, and he's like, Chewie's doing all these fucking maneuvers and shit, and like later on you see the bird like flap up against the window. So as Chewie's flying it, Rey is down in that gun chair that Han and Luke used. Mm-hmm. And she's like spinning around in it. And she's like, "Woohoo! I like this. It vibrates." Kylo sees the Falcon and he fucking yells out, "Blow that piece of shit out of the sky!" Hux is like, "All fighters, after that Falcon." Rey's like, "Chewie, draw him away, draw him away." So he just starts flying away from the battle, and every single fucking TIE fighter follows it. Poe's like, "Oh man, she drew him off. Like, all of them." Finn goes, "Oh yeah, they hate that shit, man." So then the Falcon has to fly underground in a crystal cavern, and it's really close quarters, just like they're flying through the caverns of the fucking Death Star. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's like, pew, 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 shit's fucking crashing into walls. Giant crystals are falling. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool. And then they fly out. It's very triumphant. Them speeders are starting to close in on that cannon. Kylo's like, "All fire on the speeders." And then Hux just goes, "All fire on the speeders." And then Kylo like turns and fucking looks at him like, "What the fuck?" And Hux is obviously like struggling to feel relevant. A couple of those speeders go down, and the cannon is now charged and ready to fire. Poe's like, "Oh, dude, it's gonna fire. It's a fucking suicide run now. Everybody fucking retreat. Get out of the way. Get out of the way." Finn's like, "I got this, guys. Leave it to me." And he just goes straight for that fucking cannon. It actually fires, and he does not just disintegrate. He's like flying through the cannon beam. And his ship is like starting to fly apart. And he is going to kamikaze the cannon. Like that is his absolute fucking plan.
Wow.
When all of a sudden he gets fucking T-boned from the side, and it's Rose. Fucking knocking him out of there. Oh. They both wreck, and he's fine, but she is like dying. Oh. And he pulls her out of the wreck. And he's like, "What the fuck? Why'd you wreck my hero move?" She's like, "I saved you. That's how we're going to win. Not by fighting what we hate, but by saving what we love." And he's like, "Oh, shit." And then she like reaches up and kisses him and then collapses. Oh. And he's like, "Oh, God damn it." Kylo's like, "General Hux, advance." Because now they have blown the fucking door open with the cannon. Leia's people are looking at her. They're like, "Hey, our message got out. No one's coming." Like, they heard us, but we're alone. We're fucked. "Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right, guys. We fought to the end. But the galaxy has lost all hope, and the spark is out. So everybody, kiss your ass goodbye." And right then, from the back of the cave, in walks a hooded figure. Ooh. And he pulls his fucking hood back, and it's Luke. Old man Luke. But he has now cut his hair. He is ready to rejoin society. Still got his beard, though. It's a relevant beard. "Luke, oh, it's you. I know what you're going to say. I changed my hair." And then Luke goes, "It looks good like that. Yeah. I'm sorry." I know. I'm just glad you're here at the end." "I came to face him.
I can't save him. I know my son is gone. No one's ever really gone.
And then C-3PO is like, Master Luke. And Luke, like, does not even acknowledge him. He kind of looks at him, but he's like, shut up, robot slave. That's all you ever were. So then Luke walks out the big giant door alone. And there are all the First Order forces just standing there fucking waiting to storm this rebel base. And out walks this one little old man, Luke. Kylo sees him, all right? And he goes, oh, I want every gun we have to fire on that man. Hux, like, looks at him like, you fucking serious, man? Do it. And they do. Every single gun in this entire fleet.
Holy
and
crap.
they're firing for a fucking while. And it's just like red fucking clouds of dust now. And Kylo keeps yelling out, more! More! Hux eventually is like, that's it. Jesus, that's enough. So they stop, and Hux looks at Kylo. He's like, do you think you got him? All right, now let's finish this. You know, we're supposed to storm this fucking base. Somebody's like, sir? Kylo looks down. The dust has cleared, and Luke is standing there.
Oh.
And he just reaches up and brushes some dust off of his sleeve. Like, what now, bitch? Kylo's like, bring me down to him. Hux looks at him, and he's like, Supreme Leader. Calls him Supreme Leader. Don't get distracted. And then Kylo fucking force slams him against the fucking wall. Like, poor old Hux. And then Vivian Bastard is like, right away, sir. And they take him down to meet Luke. Shuttle lands and Kylo fucking walks out. Did you come back to say you forgive me? To save my soul? Oh, no. No, I didn't. And then they both just light up their sabers. Poe is looking out there. He's watching this shit. And he's like, hey, you know what? He's doing this on purpose. He's doing this so we can escape. What do you mean? You really think he's going to fucking, take on the whole First Order? Come on. He's buying us time. You know what? How did he get in this cave?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, yeah, you know what? I don't know. Hey. Where did all of the crystal critters go? All those weird foxes? Because they came running in. And they ran off to the back of the cave. So they all start following those fuckers. Rey is outside, flying around in the Millennium Falcon. She's like, scanning for life forms, scanning. She finds something, and it's all those crystal foxes. And they are coming out of some back entrance to the cave, but it has collapsed. And only the foxes can, like, slip through. Obviously, the people are going to be trapped. And she's like, oh, shit. So she lands the Falcon. Luke and Kylo fucking duel. It is pretty neat. It's not what you would really want, though. I mean, I wanted some fucking serious shit out of Luke. Really, the best we got was like a slow motion, super low Matrix duck. Where he like bends over backwards and limbos under Kylo's saber. He gets up and he's like, I failed you, Ben. I'm sorry.
I'm sure you are. The rebellion is dead, and when I kill you, I will kill the last Jedi!
Everything you just said is wrong. The rebellion is reborn today, and I will not be the last Jedi, bitch. Now we see Rey, and she is outside of the Falcon, lifting every one of those fucking rocks off of the cave at one time. And there's like 100 of them.
Wow.
Super Jedi. Finn comes running out and he fucking hugs her and he's like, hey! This is their first time seeing each other in the movie. Kylo's fighting and he's like, I'll destroy her and you and all of it. No, strike me down in anger and I'll always be with you. Just like your father. And Kylo's like, motherfucker! And he fucking rushes at him and fucking cuts Luke Skywalker in half.
Damn.
Lightsaber fucking goes right through his fucking belly. But he doesn't die. He's still standing there, looking at him. And Kylo's like, what the fuck? Luke turns around, he's like, yeah, what now? Kylo walks up to him and just stabs him with his lightsaber. And it goes in and doesn't do anything. Like Luke isn't really standing there.
Yeah.
Like he's a hologram or something. And then Kylo's like, no. And now we see old man, still long hair Luke, back at home on his island, sitting Indian style, fucking meditating and projecting his presence across the galaxy to fight Kylo Ren.
Holy crap.
Shit.
And he's like shaking. And then the Luke in front of Kylo, the short-haired Luke, just says, "See you around, kid," and disappears. And Kylo's like, "Fuck!" And he turns to the base. He looks in the door and he's like, "No!" Now back on Luke's island, long-hair Luke, he like wakes up from his trance and he's like, fucking exhausted. He is spent. He looks up at the sun, and then he looks over at the other sun. There's 2 suns. So it's just like Tatooine, you know, makes you think of that shit. And there's like that fucking music, you know, the sad shit. Da-na-na-na. You did a good job. And then Luke like looks up at the sun and his body disappears and his clothes fall. Just like Obi-Wan did when Vader killed him. Oh. So Luke has just died. And when a Jedi dies like this, that is them surrendering their bodies to the Force.
Huh.
Yeah.
And that's it, man. Luke's dead.
Wow.
Leia feels it. And she's like, "Oh, Jesus." The First Order marches into the base. Ain't nobody home. Kylo's like looking around. There's nobody there, nobody there. And then all of a sudden, he sees Rey through the Force, just like before. But Snoke is dead. And Rey is like outside, pushing everybody into the Millennium Falcon. There's only 20 of them, guys.
Yeah.
And then she looks off into the distance and she sees Kylo. And she's like, yeah, fuck it. And then she just closes the Falcon door and then they fly away and escape. And Kylo's like, God damn it. On the Millennium Falcon, Poe is walking around and he stumbles into Rey and he's like, hey. Hey. My name's Poe. My name's Rey. And I was like, what? This is their first time meeting in the entire trilogy.
Really?
Yep. Anyway, sparks were obviously flying when they looked at each other. So they're gonna do it. Elsewhere, Finn is like watching over Rose, who's like passed out on a bed. You know, car wreck-itis.
Yeah.
And he's like, you gotta help her, Doc. She likes me, Doc. It's my only chance to get laid. I'm not gonna leave her side. I'm gonna be a good doormat for this one. Rey goes to Leia and she's like, Luke is gone. I felt it. Yeah, I did too. How do we build a rebellion from this? And then Leia looks around at all the rest of the people that are there. And there's only like fucking 20 of them. Mm-hmm. And they are like a ragtag motley crew of pieces of shit. And she just goes, we have everything we need. And then the Falcon fucking jumps to light speed. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. But the movie's not over. And now we see the casino planet. And there's the little boy that helped him escape from the stables. Mm-hmm. And he looks down at his finger and he is wearing Rose's secret decoder ring. Like she gave it to him for helping him out. And he's sitting there listening to another kid tell a story. And he's not even speaking English, but he's like, beep, beep, ba, 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 chi, da, ba, da, da, Luke Skywalker. And we see that he's like playing with toys and he is enacting Luke Skywalker facing down the First Order all by himself. So that's what Luke was really doing, is becoming the legend. Oh. And his story has already spread across the galaxy of this amazing hero thing that he did.
Yeah.
And that is the real spark that's going to build the rebellion.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, then the stable master comes in and he's like, bah, 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 bah. And all the kids like, oh shit, scatter. And the boy with the ring, he like walks outside and he's like looking around. He looks up at the sky and there's like a shooting star that goes by. And then his broom is on the ground and he just like flicks his hand and the broom goes right into his hand. Oh. And then he starts sweeping, proving that Luke was indeed not the last Jedi, and there are going to be more.
A child. A child. A child?
And then the credits roll, baby.
Woo.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right.
Wow.
What'd you think, Rick?
Not what I expected.
This is a trilogy, and it seemingly was just wrapped up after the second movie.
Yeah.
So, really, with episode 9, anything goes, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of exciting.
I gotta say, I loved it.
Yeah?
I loved it. I loved the stuff with Luke. I loved the whole thing between Kylo and Rey. I really want to see that flesh itself out some more. It probably never will,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed it. That was good.
All right, well, thanks. It was definitely more fun to tell than it was to watch.
The lightsaber battles seem a little lacking.
True.
I thought Luke seemed a little lacking.
Luke was very underwhelming in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Hamill was not happy.
Yeah. Why would Yoda set the tree on fire? Why would he burn the books?
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. There was a quick little shot when Rey goes to grab a blanket for Rose. She had gone back and saved the books.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But to answer your question, Yoda's like, the real knowledge is on the inside.
Okay.
Still waiting for a replacement scrappy smuggler character to show up, right? Are we lacking in that regard? Who's the funny tall guy? You know, we're missing a Han Solo replacement.
I always thought Poe is the
Yeah.
Han Solo replacement.
Yeah. I don't want Rey to end up with Poe. I don't like that.
I want Rey to end up with Leia. You're half my age. You smell really good, though.
I thought Leia was going to die.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
I know.
I thought Leia was going to be the one left in the big ship to like sacrifice herself.
Oh, you know, speaking of that, bravo, Laura Dern.
Yeah.
She did great.
Good.
Like, and when she first showed up, you fucking do not like her,
Really?
like, at all. And then, yeah, she totally fucking draws you in. It was good. It was a great character. So, for all of its faults, you know what? Decent movie.
Good. Good. I enjoyed it.
Admiral Akbar died in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Sorry I left that out. Old fish face.
Well, they kept it meaningless, I read, because the voice actor had died. So they wanted to show it how, like, significant characters in battle, sometimes they just go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And to be honest, I don't quite remember seeing Nien Nunb at the end, which would mean he's dead.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I don't really remember. To be honest, I wasn't looking for him, but that would suck.
Yeah. Having Luke die right after he did the amazing mental feat.
Yeah, and right after he says to Kylo, "See you around, kid."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of, I don't know, pointless.
Yeah, there's
Little bit.
actually an interview online of Rian Johnson and Mark Hamill right after the Hollywood premiere of this film. And Rian Johnson is like, "Oh yeah, we're just so happy to be here," and blah, blah, blah. And Mark Hamill looks like somebody just fucking stabbed him in the dick.
Oh, no.
Like, he didn't know his character died in it.
What?
Yeah, that's like a very big issue. Nobody knows for sure
Wow.
whether he was tricked or not. It's actually haunting to watch.
Jeez.
See, look at this.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's fucking haunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think they like gave him a script where he lived?
Yeah, because look, that would make sense as to why Luke died by disappearing. They just fixed it in post.
Yeah.
You know?
Like,
he did not have any idea. He's like, "I never died in the movie. What are you talking about? We never filmed that."
Yeah. Like in this shot, you just lay back.
He didn't even lay back. He was just still sitting Indian style.
Oh, really?
Yep. And then he just disappeared and his clothes fell down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, you know, if that's true, Rian Johnson, fucking prick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Disney better fix this shit.
Yeah, they need to retcon this whole thing.
They can't fix it, man. Disney is the Benicio del Toro of this film.
Yes.
You know, they will sell their weapons to the dark side and the light side.
Disagree.
We live in a capitalist society. I'm sorry, Rick.
You fucking communist.
I'm a capitalist.
Stand with me,
I'm
Chris.
telling you how it is. You're the communist.
First they kill Han.
I will
Now
join
they
you
kill Skywalker.
if you want.
We'll have it out right here, sir. And one of us will disappear by the end of this.
The two living actors, their characters died. The one dead actress, her character lives.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fucked
What's
up.
up with that?
Fucking
Yeah.
seriously.
Disney's like, well, she's the one we can control. We'll make her say whatever we want.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Cha-ching. Disney, the show is still for sale.
Okay, folks, you've made it this far. If you're on Apple Podcasts or that iTunes, leave us a rating and review. We'd love to hear from you. We're on Twitter at Movies with Ron. There's a Facebook page. If you're on a desktop, check out movieswithron.com. All right, it's been fun.
Yep, we love you.
Good night, guys.
Take care.
And remember,
May the Schwartz be with you.
Movies with Ron.
that guy Josh at work was like, I heard the part about your sister giving you guys hand jobs. And I was like, yep. In my head, I was like, that's not at all what it said. But technically, you know.
Yes.
If you're going to put it like that.
I thought you guys were going to cut
not
that
a
shit
very
out.
favorable thing. You just have to give yourself to the joke. Move on.